So I bet you guys came here for the tech news, but I'm still in like roast mode. So here's one for you. Tech news, more like tech nudes. And you ain't getting any. Boom, roasted.
Oh.
Then there's Riley.
Oh.
Nice script, but you're basically Ned Flanders without the mustache. Boom, roasted.
Okay.
Speaking of roasted, Apple got roasted in the US Supreme Court today thanks to a ruling allowing an antitrust case against the tech giant to move forward. The case, which has been ongoing since 2011, aims to hold Apple accountable for its monopoly on app distribution on iOS. Now, while Android allows the installation of apps from outside its official marketplace, the Play Store, iOS does not. And the argument goes that Apple's 30% cut of revenue in the App Store would not be competitive if iOS users were allowed to buy apps from other stores. Now, this ruling does not actually decide anything in the case. It just allows it to continue. But if judges ultimately side with the plaintiffs, Apple could be forced to not only refund money to iOS users, but also to open up the iOS platform to third-party app stores. Personally, I'm in favor of this though, because the way I see it, iPhone users deserve tech nudes just as much as Android users.
Yeah, we got lots of those.
It's what I call equality.
It's only fair.
Now, Lenovo thinks the world needs more Think branded products, so it's announced a slew of new ones. The ThinkPad X1 Extreme is getting a refresh with a 9th gen Intel Core i9 processor and a 4K OLED display. Gotta get me some of that OLED. And there's also the new Thinkbook line, aimed at a more consumerish but still businessy audience, whatever that means, with 8th gen Intel processors and starting at $729 US. Perhaps more interesting though is the unveiling of the ThinkReality A6 AR headset. It essentially looks like a competitor to Microsoft's HoloLens, powered by a Snapdragon 845 based system housed in a belt-mounted compute box. It runs its own software platform that businesses can use with their OS of choice, so it isn't dependent on Microsoft's mixed reality system, and I guess that could be really exciting if it wasn't so hard to care about like basic VR and AR stuff anymore. Like, can I make blueprints for an Iron Man suit using holographic displays like Tony Stark yet? No? All right, well, call me when that's done, Friday.
What about the gender switch filters?
And AMD is apparently gearing up to release Radeon RX 600 series GPUs. That is, if data found in the company's latest drivers are any indication. A member on the Tech Power-Up forums found references to AMD's Radeon Adrenalin drivers for Radeon RX 620, 625, 630, and 640 products. The entry for that last one, the 640, had the same device ID though as the Polaris-based Radeon RX 550X. This has led some users to speculate that AMD is going to rebrand the lower tier Polaris cards and release them as 600 series cards as a way to separate them from the Navi-based RX 3000 series cards that are supposedly on the way as well. Good old AMD, always following that age-old tech industry adage. If you can't beat them, release the same thing you already had, but with a higher number on it. Hey, works every time, right?
Yeah.
Hit me. You know what else works every time? Today's Bat Quacks, brought to you by the Corsair Ironclaw wireless RGB mouse. Victory is in hand with the Ironclaw, not this hand, the other hand, thanks to its super comfortable right-handed palm grip. It features a PMW 3391 optical sensor with native 18,000 DPI, slipstream wireless technology with less than a millisecond of latency, and a range of 33 feet and up to 24 hours of battery life. Now, your gaming opponents may not be able to see its 3-zone RGB lighting, but that's fine because whether you're playing an FPS or a MOBA, they won't see you coming either, until the claw is upon them. It also features a 2-year warranty, so get your Corsair Ironclaw today at the links below. Now, Wu-Ting, best known for the Wu-Ting 1 analog keyboard, has introduced the Lecker key switch, intended to be used by third-party manufacturers to build their own analog keyboards. Some major PC hardware companies have released analog keyboards before, like Cooler Master with their MK850, but we may be about to see a lot more of this in the wild. And it's about time, because I'm really tired of walking way faster than the NPCs. You know, if I want to take a leisurely stroll, I just want to, touch it a little bit and just be like, yeah.
That's your right.
In this MMO world.
Stroll. baby.
Now, the bottomless pit that is the Epic Game Store has claimed yet another soul. The Outer Wilds, a space exploration game, will be exclusive to the store for an unspecified amount of time. But, weird thing, the game was crowdfunded, and during the campaign, the developers claimed it would be released on Mac, Linux, and PC via Steam. So backers are understandably not too stoked, as they say, with this decision. You know, Epic, it's bad enough that they're meanies, but now they're making other game developers into liars.
Yeah.
Sweeney, you need to stop this madness before you turn from a Tim into a Todd. In other news, you might be able to pay at certain physical stores with cryptocurrency soon, thanks to an app called Spedden? Spin? Yeah. The app uses the Flexa payment network and will support Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and the Gemini dollar. It will initially work at a actually decently large number of retailers, including Crate & Barrel, GameStop, Whole Foods, Nordstrom, and Jamba Juice. Now, it's not quite a physical crypto coin, but hey, at least we're, getting closer. So, hats off to that. Now, the success of startups like SpaceX and Blue Origin has inspired the founders of Hermeus to make civilian supersonic aircraft cool again. This is neat. The company is apparently developing an aircraft that will travel at speeds of up to Mach 5, making the over 7-hour trip from New York to Paris in an hour and a half, which raises the question, is it still a 7-hour trip then? The plane will apparently be made of titanium, so that's pretty cool. Sounds credible. I'm looking forward to it. And Amazon is facing criticism for rolling out machines in its warehouses that can box products 4 or 5 times faster than human workers, which, assuming they rolled these out in all 55 of their fulfillment centers in the US, could result in 1,300 employees losing their jobs. Now, the company says that this will allow them to create more jobs elsewhere. And conditions in Amazon warehouses are apparently pretty sucky, so maybe this is good, but then the thing that they're leaving out is those jobs that Amazon creates will probably lead to, small towns having entire, downtown cores of just tumbleweeds.
There will be robots though, so.
Speaking of weeds, it's time for us to prune this weed episode. Okay. It was growing out of control. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you feel the tech news in your bones, but you want to feel it in your ear holes, come back on Wednesday and we'll make you feel anything you want in those ear holes of yours.
Oh, no.
You know how it is.
Boom, roasted.
Roasted.